OShaquie Foster versus Robson Conceicao, 12 rounds in the 130-pound division. This is the co-main event. Shakur Stevenson, our team Haratunian. Let's get into it. Let's start with the champ, OShaquie Foster. 22 wins, 2 losses, 12 wins by way of knockout. Man, Shaq is building a solid resume for himself, especially in the recent couple years. We found out a lot about OShaquie Foster. You always want to know, man, can a fighter dig deep in a tough moment and find a way to come out on top? And time after time, felt like OShaquie Foster has shown us just that. He looked great against Ray Vargas, dang near perfect against Vargas. And of course, we can't forget how he had to go down to Rocky Hernandez's home country, and he was losing on the cards, and he needed the stoppage win, and he got the stoppage win. So he's got a lot of heart, he's got a lot of will, a lot of toughness. But he's also got the skill to match it as well. Shaq is coming off of another tough fight, fighting Abraham Nova. Nova's got a good pop. He's a good combination puncher, strong, physical fighter. He took the fight to Shaq, but I think Shaq did a great job of showing his strength as well and his power. We know Shaq can fight on the back foot very well, and he can fight on the front foot very well as well, too. I thought Shaq did a better job when he was fighting Nova, of fighting a more complete fight against Nova. Shaq is a better technical fighter than Nova, and he holds his positioning a little better in the championship rounds. Scored himself a knockdown in the 11th round against Nova to really seal that fight. Shaq's also an athletic fighter, so he's able to put himself in different positions effortlessly, when he can get away with it because of the athleticism. He hit Nova with a looping left hand a couple times, where you do need a certain level of athleticism to be able to get away with that and not get countered and end up on the canvas. There are a few times when Nova was letting his hands go, and Shaq would just step back with a jab, and he would change angle, step to the side, and he would let off a right hand or a left hook or a combination, and then he would reset his feet. So I think Shaq does a great job, man, of dictating what he needs to do when he needs to do it. I never get the sense that he's in a rush, even when he's coming forward. Like, even when he fought Rocky Hernandez, he never forced the knockout. He let the knockout come. He was bringing the pressure, but it wasn't uncalculated pressure where he was going to get himself in trouble. Sometimes fighters come in and they rush in because they're overly aggressive and they find themselves in the position that they don't want to be in. But Shaq is a controlled fighter. He's a composed fighter, and he never seems like he is overwhelmed, no matter what round, no matter how many seconds is left on the clock. He just seems like he's in control, and he knows, man, my time is going to come, but let me make sure that I set myself up in the best position, that when that time does come, I can land the right shot, and I can either steal the momentum, get the stoppage, or steal the round. And he's got a lot of experience as well too, man, but he is fighting someone who is experienced as well, and a smart IQ, and a good fighter in Robson Conceicao. So gonna be a very good fight, man. Let's talk about his opponent, Robson Conceicao. 18 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and 9 wins by way of knockout. We've covered both of these guys on the channel already, so we know what we can expect from these fighters. Conceicao is a very good boxer, man. I've said it over and over again whenever I talk about him. Olympic gold medalist. He's got that experience. He's been battle tested. He's a skillful fighter himself, accurate, good counter puncher, smart IQ. And going back to the fights that he lost, I think he beat Oscar Valdez. I said it before. I'm going to say it again, right? You may not agree, but I felt like he did enough on the night to beat Oscar Valdez. And at the time, Oscar Valdez was known to be a cat that was knocking cats out. But Conceicao, man, he countered exceptionally well in that fight and used Oscar Valdez's over-aggression against him. And I thought he was able to capitalize off that and won more rounds, in my opinion. Thought he looked extra sharp that night, and he handled the pressure and weathered the storm. Though he didn't get the win, I don't think it was a performance that made him step backwards. I thought it was a performance that made people say, this guy is much better than we thought. When he fought Shakur Stevenson, it was a different situation. Shakur is a different fighter. He simply just got outboxed, outmatched by the better man on the night. Got knocked down, but he did get up, and he just lost to the better man on the night. No harm there. Now, against Emmanuel Navarrete, it's like he caught a second win. He had to overcome 2 knockdowns in order to get the win. And there were moments in that fight where it looked like it was going to be over for him, especially when each time he would get knocked down, it seemed like Navarrete was going to be able to close out the show. He's known to finish his opponents, and in this case, that was not what he did. It was Robson Conceicao who got off of the canvas and put together a simple 1-2 combination, and it was enough to outwork and to keep Navarrete off of him, and Conceicao would win those rounds. So even though he got knocked down twice, he was winning a lot of those rounds when he was up on his feet. And it was those simple 1-2 combinations that helped keep Navarrete off of him and allowed Conceicao to outwork him and to keep the distance and to limit some of that danger. Fighting Navarrete is also one of those things because you may not know when you're going to be in danger because of the awkward angles and shots that he's able to land from the positions that he has no business being able to hit you from, and you got to be careful when you're fighting Navarrete, especially at 126, 130. But Conceicao got back up, man, and fought his way to a draw when his back was completely against the wall, when it looked like he was going to lose and get stopped. So that's a level of toughness and grit that he does possess, just like Shaq as well, too. And I was actually surprised that that fight ended a draw. I thought they were still going to give it to Navarrete because, again, it was a close fight. I wouldn't have been mad at either or, but he did earn that win, man. You can tell how much it meant to him. He was smiling, he was happy, a little bloody, but he was happy that he fought his way back to a draw. So Conceicao is not going to lay down for nobody. In his most recent fight, he fought Jose Guardado, and man, did he ever take the fight to him, man. Conceicao looked motivated. He was landing some heavy punches. He was letting his hands fly. He was staying in the pocket. And not to mention the outstanding body work that he was putting forward. The one thing that I like about Conceicao, man, we talked about his IQ a little earlier. It's that same IQ that when he has a target hurt and he pinpoints a part of the body that he's found success with, he's going to go right back to that. And that's exactly what he did to Guardado, man. He felt like he was soft to the body, working that body over the rounds, and he just kept going back to that same spot. And when he landed that body shot, man, that was probably one of the best body shots that I've seen. That's up there for one of the best that I'm sure maybe you've seen as well, too. It was an excellent punch, excellent timing, and especially for Robson Conceicao, because he's not a guy that is really known for his power. He's known for his boxing ability and skill. But you could see he was trying to make a statement, man, and he did just that. It was an excellent stoppage, and that body shot was lethal, vicious, dangerous, and all of the things. But amongst that all, I'm sure his confidence right now is through the roof. So it's a great time to be confident. You get another opportunity to fight for a title, which he's 35 now, and he may not get another opportunity to fight for that title. So he's going to be fighting with a certain level of composed determination and hunger as well, too. So who wins? Before I give my pick on this fight, I have something real quick to share. I'm always looking to bring more light, more value, more opportunities for the community. I've been working on a few different things in recent weeks to not just grow the channel, but as I said, to continue to provide as much value as I can to each of you in our community. With that being said, I got some exciting news to share. I'm happy to announce my partnership with BetStamp and signup Expert. It's a great opportunity for you to join some of the best sports books to get the best odds and new user offer. All you have to do is head over to my dedicated page at signupexpert.com/the breakdown to explore a selection of sports books tailored to your region, each with its own unique offerings. So if you want to place a bet this weekend and on this fight and beyond, check out the link to find the best options for you in your region. Every sign up does support the channel, and it helps the channel grow and to expand and to create more opportunities, not just for me, but for our community. I'm always looking out for you guys as best as I can. You can easily find the link in the description below this videos moving forward. So get down there and check it out and find the best option for you. Now, let's get back to the video. As I've said, both guys have been battle tested in different ways. You know, Shaq is fighting a different style than he has in his 2-3 recent fights. You know, Nova came at him. Hernandez definitely came at him. But Conceicao, you know, he's going to have to fight a different way because Conceicao has excellent timing in his shots, good counter puncher, and he can walk you into a shot if you're not careful. And so I wonder who's going to be the more assertive fighter here? Who's going to come on the front foot a little bit more? I would assume it's probably going to be Shaq that comes forward a little bit more, you know, but Shaq fights as well on the front foot as he does on the back foot. So I think he's comfortable regardless of where the fight is going to go. I think Shaq hits harder than Conceicao. I think he's a little bit faster than Conceicao, but I think Conceicao is a little more accurate. You know, I think if there's going to be a fight that maybe is an upset on this card, it could be this fight right here. Because to me personally, you know, stylistically, it might be, you know, more of a technical fight than an exciting fight. And sometimes those rounds are very close and can be tough to score. And we've seen that Conceicao, a determined Conceicao, man, he can let his hands go and outwork even the top guys in this division, you know. So I think there's going to be some close rounds, but man, I think Shaq comes out on top and he gets a decision victory. I think he's going to box his way. I think he's going to fight smartly. He's going to bring calculated pressure. He's going to fight in spots, but he's going to be consistent. And that's what Navarrete was when Robson Conceicao, when they fought. Navarrete seemed like he was comfortable with depending on that power, that one shot to be able to take him out. In Conceicao, he was more consistent throughout the rounds, and I don't think Shaq is going to allow him to be comfortable. And I think Shaq's going to be a lot more consistent, and he's going to let his hands go a lot more than Navarrete did. If Navarrete was more consistent throughout the rounds, there's a good chance he would have won that fight. But got to be careful when you fight Conceicao, man, because he's a tricky fighter, he's a smart fighter, he's a skilled fighter, and you can't just come in without a plan. But I'm expecting a good fight, and I hope it's one of those situations where, you know, OShaquie Foster does not get caught up in chasing Robson Conceicao around the ring, because whenever you chase, you know, you might get countered with a body shot or a shot that you did not see coming. And we know Conceicao has the ability and the skill to be able to do that and be effective in doing just that. But I think OShaquie is going to be able to cut off the ring well. I like OShaquie Foster to win this fight by decision. So those are my thoughts. I would love to hear from you. Who do you think wins this fight? How do you have this one going? Let me know in the comment section below. I don't always get to do all the suggested videos you guys suggest in the comment section below, but if you become a member, those suggested videos rise to the top, and I will do my best to get those done for you that week. Or if you'd like to become a member just to show love and to support the channel, man, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. We are almost at 6,000 subscribers. So if you know someone that likes to talk boxing, definitely share this channel with them. Your support is greatly, greatly appreciated. Shout out to everybody that continues to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate each of you. So with all that being said, see you next time.